very, very congratulations that you become an NABARD officer. How
Thank
are
you,
you
thank
feeling
you.
now?
Very happy, ma'am. So much
Very
of love.
happy. That's good. That's good. Sunita, can you introduce yourself to our audience with your along with your educational background and all?
Yes, ma'am. As you said, my name is Sunitha, ma'am, and I'm from Telangana. Coming
Okay,
to
okay.
my educational background, after 10th, I have done diploma in agriculture for 2 years, and then graduation also in agriculture, and then I did post graduation in agriculture entomology. That I
Okay,
have
okay.
completed by the end of 2021. From
Okay.
2022, I have been preparing for competitive exams that aligns with my educational background.
Very
In
good.
2022, I have given my state agriculture officer job, ma'am. I have completely dedicated that year to that exam itself. And
Mm-hmm.
by the completion of that financial year, in the beginning of 2023, the
Mm-hmm.
exam has been completed. From 2023, I have started for NABARD Grade A preparation. In 2023, I have reached till interview stage. And in
Okay.
2024, this is my second attempt, and I have
This
finally
was
been selected.
this was your second attempt in NABARD. So can you
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
me how do you come across with NABARD exam? आपको
Um,
स्टार्टिंग से पता था या फिर just after starting preparing with the government exams then you came to know about it?
while in graduation only with my friends, we used to discuss what are the opportunities we have in government sector. We came across agriculture field officer job
Yes,
and then
I see.
NABARD grade A. And in
Mhm.
the, after this was my, I mean, after my completion of graduation and post graduation, that was the first exam, agriculture officer. For the
Yes,
first
yes.
time, state has released that job, so I
Yes.
completely gave myself to that exam only. Later
Oh,
on, I have shifted to, I mean, I have given NABARD grade A.
okay, okay. So you haven't given this AFO exams and all,
Um,
IBP.
no, ma'am. Actually, I have given many exams, but my prime focus will be on these two exams: agriculture office and NABARD grade A. I
Okay.
have been giving, but without preparation, I used to give
Just for
just
practice कि वहाँ पे objective का practice हो जाएगा. Okay, okay. So
not like
why?
that, ma'am. For job security, I should have
Okay,
some job
okay,
with
okay. Okay.
getting into higher
Okay.
positions. I for the purpose.
Why you choose NABARD means what attracted you towards NABARD?
I feel that with regards to my educational background, this will be the best job that suits me. And I don't have much interest in the agriculture field officer job, but I
Mhm.
feel that this job suits me better. So I have chosen this.
Mhm. And this job gives you an opportunity to work at the grassroots level with the people as well, no?
Yes.
That can be so, Sunita, as you told me that this was your second attempt and your first attempt you reached till interview stage. So, can you tell me what mistakes you did in the first attempt and how did you rectify those mistakes in this attempt?
Actually, in both the attempts, I have given well, but after seeing my marks, after the final results in April 19th, I think the marks has come out. After
Okay.
seeing the marks, I have understood that even though I got more than cutoff marks in mains, I
Mm-hmm.
got less in interview marks because of the marks which I got in interview. I couldn't be in the final list. Then I understood that the importance of interview is very much in the particularly in this exam. So what I did was I made my profile in such a way that it can be more of attractive and it can pose some good questions which lead to for them to give good marks to me. And also
Mm-hmm.
I have changed my strategy. interview is subjective. Although we prepare, the day itself decides
Yeah,
how
there.
we are going to present ourselves. So I thought, what are the areas in which I can grab more marks, even with the average interview marks, I can get into the selection list. There are three
Oh,
parts in phase two. Shall I continue with phase two, ma'am, or
yeah.
later?
Yeah. I'll ask you one by one. No?
Okay,
So,
ma'am.
uh,
That I will say at the time.
if you want to share some tips along with that, ki you rectified those mistakes there, then you can share as well. Now.
No, I
Okay.
will share at that time, ma'am. Phase wise, I will share.
So let's start with your preparation strategy. As you know, ki NABARD prelims is in phase. Prelims have two sections. One is your merit section and one is your non-merit section. So can you tell me how did you handle that non-merit section, especially decision making and computer science? Most of the students fail to qualify that cutoff. So
Ma'am,
how did you?
I'll say all the sections I have written down. I'll say.
Okay, no.
For quant reasoning English, my
Mhm.
only thing was just to clear the cutoff, not
Mhm.
to gain maximum marks, but to clear the cutoff. I have written down by seeing the previous year question. I have written down some of the easy topics, and
Mhm.
just to clear the cutoff, how many questions I need to attempt, that I have
Mhm.
done. For DM
Okay.
and CK, for computer, what I have done was, I
Mhm.
didn't want to give any time to these sections. I just gave 2 to 3 days before the prelims. My main
Okay.
focus was to on merit section.
Mm-hmm.
These
Means
sections
here,
I have done.
in non-merit section, you just have to qualify the sectional cutoff.
Yes,
So it
ma'am. That
was used to give much time to
yes,
these sections, now.
yes,
And
ma'am.
my next question was this also. Like most of the student fail to manage time in NABARD, as we are having 8 subjects there, and they fail to attempt few sections. So how did you manage that time?
First, I mean, how I attempted in the main exam. You are
Means how
asking,
do
huh?
you manage time in this non-merit section? Most of the student, what they do, like they stuck in the reasoning question, quant question, and they will not left with some other sections के लिए उनका time नहीं लगता.
Okay, ma'am. I will say how I attempted the paper. It will answer the
Mhm.
question that you have asked. First ARD, as I'm an agriculture graduate, ARD, the section is very easy for me. I can complete that section fast, and then ESA
Mhm.
and then GA. These three sections I have kept around 15 to 20 minutes. I can
Mhm.
complete these sections in 15 to 20 minutes.
Very good.
It doesn't mean that I'm not going to revisit them.
Mhm.
I just want to keep the questions that I have come, and I'll keep that mark for review and just wait for second round of getting into
Okay.
this. Then I'll go to DM section and the
Mhm.
decision making. I'll do as many as accurate questions only, not keeping every question randomly, keeping
Mhm.
anything, but with
Like just
accuracy.
only the question where
Any
you know the answer. Okay.
That only.
Okay.
And I don't
Mhm.
revisit these non-merit sections. I will never revisit. In that
Yes.
manner, I will do these sections.
Mhm.
For 10 marks, the cutoff will be just 2 to 3 marks. If we keep 4 questions also correct, you can sail through DMI, I
Okay.
would say. For
Mhm.
for computer section also, for 20 questions, the cutoff will be around same as DM, 2 to 3,
Like,
3 to 3 marks.
two,
You
three,
can
you can have 2 to 3 marks cut off.
uh,
So, uh,
for the safe side, you can keep 5 to 7 questions. If you know, you can keep. Ha- you don't again revisit those two sections. It will be
mm,
hard. It will hardly take 5 minutes, I think, if
yes.
we directly do everything.
Mhm.
And then
Yes.
I go to English. English, it is the easiest section, I would say. For 30 questions, we can easily do. I think
Yeah.
I've taken around 7 to 10 minutes. 7 to 10 minutes, ma'am, easily you can do. And then
Uh,
I will do very slowly this content reasoning. I am very weak in these two sections, so that I'll give more time to these sections. And for count, I do only simplification approximation. That will be done in very less time.
yes,
There will be
yes.
ample of these questions around the 3 to 4. It will be there. Even if we do those 3 to 4 questions, we will easily get through the cutoff. And
Yes.
for reasoning also, there will be some questions like silog, inequalities, blood relations. These miscellaneous,
Mhm.
I don't go to puzzles. Even if I
Mm.
have time, I don't choose those questions. Only
If we go to the
miscellaneous
puzzle, we
topics.
got stuck there, no?
Yes, ma'am. Miscellaneous questions I will do, and it will be
Mm-hmm.
done and dusted there itself. I think I am not able to recall how much time I have given, but
Mm-hmm.
I might have around 30 minutes will be left. I'll come to this merit section again. I'll revisit the questions that I have marked, and
Mm-hmm.
if I find any answer near to the question, if I don't know, even if there is a chance I can take, I'll just attempt. I just
Right.
think I just see that am I getting through the overall cutoff or not? I will see. In that manner, I will do.
Yes, very good, very good. So let's come to the merit section. That was very, actually, that was very good strategy for the non-merit section. You just do only five to four, 4 to 5 question means maximum you can do just 7 questions,
Yes,
and which
ma'am.
are
Yes,
very
ma'am.
easy. That's how you can manage time there and qualify the sectional cutoff. So
Yes, ma'am.
let's come to the merit section. As first of all, I want to ask you regarding the GA session. This year, the GA was very difficult, as most of the students were saying. So how did you prepare for that?
We don't know that GA will be going to that tough before the exam, but in my first attempt, what I have done was I just read through some PDFs and some videos,
Mhm.
and as I have given much more time to ARD and ESI because they are
Yes.
going to be repeated in the phase two also. Even
Yes.
for GA, just like non-merit, I just want to clear the cutoff. That's it. Because
Section cutoff.
even if I try to read more, even if I give more time, that won't
Mm-hmm.
yield more because that is not going to repeat in the phase two. Even for
Yes.
the GA section, if we see previous year cutoffs, it will be also like 3, 5, not more
Mm-hmm.
than that. Even if we
Mm-hmm.
want to increase your overall quota, we can do even with our ARD and ESA knowledge. I
Yes.
don't think GA will yield for a longer run. It won't yield even a period. And last year, happened to me was I have read much more PIB, everything I have done.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in my first attempt was luckily the PIB questions that I have read for ESA it has come in GA section.
Section, yes.
I have safely kept around 10 questions that
Mm-hmm.
helped me a lot. This year also I thought I'll be doing the same thing. Why I should again
Yes.
give, but that was completely a different situation
Completely
this year.
different. GA just shocked everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But this year,
Yes.
what I have done is I have in initial months before the notification, I
Mm-hmm.
started RBI preparation also.
Okay,
Where
that
I have yes,
helped
yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Luckily for GA section, we will read
Luckily.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
read something, na? That
Yes.
for 2 3 questions, it luckily helped me this time.
Like they have asked few questions from the circulars as well, so that helped
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, ma'am. I
So
have read
directly you.
my sir YouTube videos I have seen
Yes,
that
yes,
helped me a lot in GA section. I
very
was
good.
very lucky. But
Mm-hmm.
if to, this from the upcoming years, if any aspirant want to do for GA,
Mm-hmm.
go through the newspapers. I think I would say newspaper,
Mm-hmm.
not just PIB. Newspaper will also need to be done. But
Yes, yes.
don't overdo it. Means don't spend much time on the GA section because this won't yield as anything
Mm-hmm.
in phase two. So just keep in mind, or we can do at least just to 2 months before the exam. That would suffice. At least we can do 7 to 10 questions.
Yes, yes. Means which is relevant for the exam, just read that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
that's very good strategy. So, can you tell me about your ESI? Like NABARD ESI is revolve around your budget, government schemes, and economic
Yes,
survey mostly. So, how did you prepare for that, and what resources? I want to
ma'am.
ask about the resources. Like आपने government schemes कौन से ministries की थी, budget and economic survey. This is I want to know. Like, how did you prepare for that?
Mm. Ma'am, from phase one, from initial stage of my preparation, I didn't see this as a phase one, this as phase two. What I have done was
Mhm.
complete phase two preparation that
Yeah,
can benefit me for phase one also. And if
very.
we see overall cutoffs, it's hover around out of 100, it hover around 50. That is maximum thing that I am saying 50.
Mhm.
We can. even if we eliminate phase one related questions with the phase two knowledge, we can clear the cutoff. What I have done was, in my second attempt, before preparation, I have gone through all the previous year questions, and
Yes.
what I have done was I have searched the time frame. First, the time frame from which the questions are coming, I googled it, and in PIB, which month the questions are coming, that I have noted. How many questions from that month are that those months are coming, I have noted.
Very
First
good.
thing that I have done. Second thing was, after the time, second thing from the source which is from where the questions are coming, and how many number of questions are coming from the respective sources. These two things
Yes.
I have done, and mostly
Mhm.
I have observed around 4 months, ma'am, 4 to 5 months.
Ah,
Maximum number of questions are coming. I couldn't clearly remember. This was a long back. And now,
yes.
if anybody want to do, you can freshly see. This is the
Mhm.
rough idea I'm just giving.
Yeah.
Four to
Means
five months.
for ESI, no, means you can just do the government scheme, economic survey, and budget, and the schemes that too covered in the economic survey. Then you are good to go with
Yes,
the
ma'am. Yes,
ESI.
ma'am.
That's more than
Yes,
enough.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
And as I always say, prepare for the phase two before you start preparing for the phase one, and that's a
Yes,
good strategy that you can clear this exam. So ARD, I think that will be a cup of cake for you.
yes, ma'am. Really, really. Except some values, some pH values that we need to revisit again. So all the
Mhm.
conceptual things we will already studying all the 4 years that we are in. That's not a big issue for non-agri graduate, non-agri people. What I would suggest is just
Mhm.
just purchase any course, keep that
Mhm.
source as your base, and then supplement it. Not just don't go around the books that are meant for
Mhm.
agriculture. Please don't do that. Even for agriculture graduate, studying from the books is not a good strategy.
Because they will be asking you from the basics, and
Yes,
that will
ma'am.
not be
Basic some
relevant. Like
conceptual things.
yes, if some student is there who start reading the Reddy and Reddy book, that will be not useful for him.
Not at all. Not at all useful, ma'am. Even for the agri graduates, that's not at all.
Yes, he will got stuck in those books, na? So
Yes, yes.
and like that will not be relevant. Just stick to the basics, jahan se
Basic
questions.
things, basics. This is a generalist pool. They will ask only general questions. We don't need to worry. If it is a tough question, it will be tough for everyone. So don't at all take tension. Just read the basics. At many
Yes,
times we will dig deeper, dig deeper, dig deeper. We will do
yes,
at the initial stages, but when we reach the final stage, we cannot retain all the things that we have studied.
it's very good.
So so simple. As much as
We
possible,
have to
it
keep
has to keep simple.
preparation simple. You want to say, na?
Simple.
Ki we have to
Yes,
keep it
ma'am.
simple.
Simple.
Yeah. Okay, so this is about the phase one, or anything you want to share with for the phase one? Any tips?
For phase one, I would, before starting of the preparation, I would suggest every aspirant just to go through the previous year questions and cutoffs, and just pick some points, pick some topic names and write it down, and just prepare those only. I think in upcoming years also cutoff won't increase. So
Yes.
you will be good to go. And many a times for DMCK, many after the results I have seen, I couldn't clear the
Mhm.
sectional cutoff. I couldn't clear the especially for DMCK. Please
Mhm.
just go through previous year questions and marathons. I don't say that it will you give you maximum mark, but they help you to clear the cutoff.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes,
just what
yes,
I
yes,
wanted to say.
yes.
And for
So, I
these,
want to ask you one thing also, like ARD, that you are post graduated in that, no, that was not a big issue for you.
yes,
But I
ma'am.
want to ask you one thing: did you read from your notes, or you have purchased our course as well, and from our notes?
I have two courses, ma'am. I have read
Okay, okay,
one
okay,
is CGB.
okay, okay.
I have read.
So,
That's what I'm saying. Just trust your source, keep it as base, and if you want to supplement, just supplement over it, not
because if we
completely out of it.
go through the agri books, na, that will become so complicated for any student.
Yes,
That will
ma'am.
not be relevant for it. Okay, let's
I
come
don't.
to, yes, let's come to the phase two strategy.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what was your strategy for the phase two, especially descriptive answers? Like, how did you
Ma'am,
prepare for them when you started writing answers?
for descriptive, I have completely different strategy, ma'am. I didn't write any answers because I have enough material in my mind. So I
Yes.
thought I can do well.
Like
These
that basic
three
knowledge is also in your mind. Na? You have written answers during your graduation, post graduation regarding agriculture, so that will be easy for
if I want to say, there are
you.
three things in descriptive. One is word limit. Second one
Yes.
is content. Third thing is
Mm-hmm.
typing practice.
Yes, yes.
If I want to say about typing practice, I have in my post graduation I have typed so many drafts for my thesis. So
Okay, okay.
I can type even without seeing the screen. I can type even without seeing the keyboard. That is I'm very used to it.
Yeah,
So
okay, okay.
just adapt to the keyboard. If any fresh
Mhm.
candidates are there, just adapt to the keyboard. Just to do practice. I don't say completely don't neglect it. It
Mhm.
also holds its importance, so just do
Yes,
it.
yes. Mhm.
Second, the main thing is content. For this
Yeah.
content, I have extensively prepared my objective, ma'am. So I have
Okay.
all the points in my mind, all the
Mhm.
topics that is given in the syllabus. I
Mhm.
have read for objective, all the
Mhm.
things that are there in my mind. And at the I think for 2 weeks, when I have some 1 week or 5 days before the exam, what I have done was
Mhm.
I just revisited all the topics in the ARD section or
Yeah.
ESA section, and I just wrote or collected some points. If we write
Okay.
some headings, we can
Mhm.
supplement the headings with the answers with any. We can complement it so that we can
Mhm.
cover our word limit. And one
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
we cannot completely cover the word limit. So don't go around in completing the word limit. Just
Mhm.
we will have to attempt four questions, two of which are 15 marker, two of
Yes.
which
Yeah.
are 10 marker.
Mhm. Yeah.
Don't discriminate. Those are 15 marker question. I have to write more. Those are 10 marker question. I have to write less. Don't do
Yeah.
that. First, within I think around 60 minutes or so. I forgot now how much time it was there. Just
It was
first
90 minutes.
complete um,
Mhm. Yeah, 90 minutes
only
time.
descriptive. Okay, ma'am.
Like,
Okay.
objective and subjective both.
I think 60 minutes for descriptive, I think.
60 minutes for descriptive and 30 minutes for objective. Mhm.
Just keep in mind, regardless of the word limit, just complete
Mhm.
four questions. Don't leave one question also. Even if you don't have anything to write, you can write a definition. You can write some
Yes,
any
yes.
example. Please don't leave any question. Just attempt
Yeah.
all the questions. After attempting all the question within around 45 minutes, you can add if you want to complement something. You can add if you want to make up the word limit. You can add at the later point. Don't in the
Mhm.
initial stages. Don't think to write. I should complete 600 marks,
Yes, yes.
600 words for this question. For that, don't do that. Just
Mhm.
first complete all the four questions because completion gives you marks. Leaving it won't even let you qualify the exams. Just keep in mind that I have to complete all the questions regardless of the
Mhm.
word limit. If I have time, I'll just add things to it. That's
Like you are saying, ki 45 minutes, just write that. And after 15 minutes, just do the proofreading and addition in those answers.
I don't say that you do in this amount of time 40 minutes 40. Don't please don't keep anything like that numbers
Okay.
because if we run out of time in our minds we will have that fear. If you set such times, so don't do that. I as much as time you can do, you just complete. If you have left 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you just
Mhm.
complete at the last.
Okay.
You but 10 minutes buffer you have to keep just for reading and supplementing. 10 minutes buffer will be enough, and it is very subjective
Have
person
to,
to person.
like they have to keep some buffer time for proofreading. Like once they
Yes,
just go
ma'am.
through their answers, no? Okay.
But proofreading, I don't think we will have time. In English, we'll have time for
Yes, I
proofreading. For
can
ESL,
understand
we
this
don't have time.
because in English we got an ample of time.
Yes,
But
ma'am. But in
later we will get
ASI,
time because we
we
have to
don't get
write very fast, na? We have to
yes,
write
we
very
don't.
fast our answers, and we got very little time, very less time to proofread and all these things. But
Yes,
still,
yes. Still,
that's a
still
suggestion.
in your mind, you have to
Like,
think that I have only 50 minutes or I have only 45 minutes for these questions I have to complete. In our
like
mind,
we
if you
just
keep that, we will go in that way. If you think that we have more 60 minutes, we will do it, it's not going to help you.
okay, just I would just want to tell you what was your strategy to write an answer. Like you have to write an answer on any topic, like organic farming. Just take an example. What was your strategy? Means what you want to include in that answer, introduction, its body and conclusion. Like how will you structure that answer? What
Uh,
was your
yes,
mind?
ma'am. In last year, what the questions model was, they itself they partitioned the question into three parts.
Hmm.
But this time, they bluntly gave a topic name, heading. For example, they
Okay.
just gave dryland agriculture this time.
Ah, yes.
For such things, this time I was, as I have in my mind, I have, but I don't have anything. So I was just thinking about, I know the definition, I have wrote the
Mhm.
definition. Then
Mhm.
problems that come in dryland agriculture, the solutions that we have to take, for instance,
Mhm.
for dryland agriculture, and some data points I have learned for objective, the data points, how much area we have for dryland agriculture, that I have
Mhm.
done. And for every answer, we have to conclusion
Yes.
also we have to put.
Yes, very.
Yes,
Like if we have to write an answer, we just have to write the definitions. As I always say,
definition.
definitions are very important. After that, if there are some problem and some points are there, then write those. After that, solution and conclude with your answers. And you can include some data points and facts if you are
Data
aware of
points.
it, you know.
Hmm.
So that's a very good strategy for writing an answer. So objective section, government schemes, and that how did you prepare? What was your strategy with the government scheme? Like how you have to read that? ये सारे facts याद करने हैं या फिर कुछ static points basics like
Ma'am, actually, I said na, I have seen my marks in interview. I was scoring less. So,
yes.
what strategy if I apply even with the average score in interview, I get selected in descriptive and in descriptive yes and ARD and in English. Even though we do more, the variation in marks given to candidates is more or less just 1 2 marks, and if it
Mm.
maximum it is 5 marks. But
Yes, yes.
in the only in the objective section, we if
Mm-hmm.
we prepare, we can score. I mean, I kept a target of 45 marks,
Yes,
but
very good.
I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
do this year. I
Okay.
prepared in such a manner that I extensively prepared for this objective so that I can make up, even though even though if I get less marks in interview or average marks in interview, I should get selected at any cost in this attempt in such a manner that I have prepared objective. So what I
Mm-hmm.
have done was, after phase one, before the
Mm-hmm.
result of phase one, we will have a gap of 1 month. So
Okay, okay.
even though in mind we think that we might get qualified, but most of the candidates don't read in that time. They just
Yes.
wait for the results. In that period, I was also one of those. And in that period, what I have done was, I have written
Mm.
all the questions, all 2 marker questions, all 1 marker questions of previous or 3 years. I have written. And
Okay.
same in the same manner that, as I have said earlier, I just search the date time frame in which
Yes.
month, from which month they are coming. And
Yes.
the second thing I have seen was what type of questions they are asking, whether it is schemes or whether it is from PIB it is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen, and I have also searched from which source they are giving those questions.
It's
And
very good.
at later point of time, I have analyzed from where they are coming. I have noted. One is the major thing was union budget.
Okay, okay,
What I
very
have
good.
seen was the schemes that are coming in phase two, or they
Mhm.
are mentioned in the union budget, whether they are mentioned or
Yes.
whether it is the new scheme that is going to be launched. I have
Yes.
observed that thing in 2023 exam questions.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is a small scheme, big scheme, I just
Hmm.
noted down, and I gathered guidelines itself. I don't want to miss out on anything. So I just prepared from guidelines, and
Okay.
some things I have taken from CGB schemes documents also. They were very vast from
Yes.
background also they have given.
Mhm.
But I supplemented that with the new things I have added, and I have prepared like a document. I have prepared this one union budget, and also not just schemes. They are taking single line, small line questions also from the union budget. So I have extensively read
Yes,
in such
yes.
a manner that from line to line, I have read that union budget completely. It's like I have eaten it. I
Like
have read it. Next is economic survey. I don't think economic
अच्छा.
survey is that fetching, but there are two
Mhm.
chapters: agriculture chapter and social sector chapter. Those two
Yes,
chapters
yes,
just
yes, yes,
please
yes.
do extensively. So
Mhm.
that will help. CGB also has given a shortcut document.
Yes,
I
so
have
it was
also
provided for that. Yes.
I have supplemented. I even though
Mhm.
I have supplemented from the
Yes.
original document. Both I
Yeah.
have same. Whatever if I miss anything, I will find from the document that I have
Mhm.
taken from
Huh.
CG.
Like
And
only
next,
these. Yes, I
yeah,
was saying that only these two chapters are relevant for that. Social
yes,
sector
ma'am, yes,
and
ma'am. And agriculture.
agriculture.
I
That
think
is
in this year, I think two questions.
that
I
was
think
from.
they taken from economic survey. How much workforce question is there? That is directly taken from eco survey, and I
That
think
in
Manrega question. I think that
Manrega
also
question
has.
they have completely given that graph जो graph economic survey में
Yes,
mentioned था
ma'am.
they
Yes,
have
ma'am.
given
Yes,
that.
ma'am. They
And
have.
on
Yes,
two
yes, yes.
and on two variables they have asked that questions. I
Yes,
knew
yes.
it.
Yes, that
And
we should keep in our mind. And one, nobody says about one document, that is NABARD annual report. Everybody, what they
Yes.
do is they just take the document and prepare for the interview. In my first attempt,
Yes.
I was also the same like that only. What I have while
Hmm.
interview, I was just reading before the result. I was reading chairman's note. In the episode facts, that pulse and duration, that is a
Yes.
2 mark question that has come that year. I don't know, but somehow I missed that question. I mean, I didn't
Yes.
read before the exam. I was shocked.
Mhm.
Why I couldn't I couldn't have
Like
seen this
Nambad.
document.
Yes.
Then I understood that I should just once go through for phase two.
Nambad.
But
Yes.
surprisingly, this year what has happened means they took one line, Vikas Volunteer Vahini. One question is there that they
Yes.
have taken from this document in phase one itself.
Mhm.
I haven't read for phase one this document as I was reading so many documents. I just
Mhm.
kept it for phase two. That
Yes.
one thing I want to suggest for the upcoming aspirants. Don't just read the document, although it is of a bulky document. Just
Mhm.
don't just read any of the data points. Don't read data
Summary.
points. Don't read examples. Don't read anything. Just read some. What are all the NABARD? What is NABARD doing and anything? Just read. Don't read any
Initiatives of
numerical
NABARD.
values. Don't read any
Data points are not much relevant from the NABARD report,
not
but
at
like
all.
some initiatives.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Very
Yes.
eye
Like
catchy
this year
term
they have
initiative.
asked one question like yes, yes. This year I was I was able to recall that question. Na? NABARD is providing which international funding regarding climate change में जो question था UNFCCC and Green Climate
Yes,
Fund, which organization is implementing that question is directly from that NABARD report from
directly
climate
came.
chapter. So that is relevant.
Yes,
NABARD
that
report is much
even
relevant for.
that is even present in chairman sir message this year.
है ना
Chairman sir
that
message,
was
I think that was mentioned. That too much of a potential NABARD annual report has. Please don't ignore the document. And
yes,
next,
yeah.
after all these, after these three documents, union budget,
Uh,
economic NABARD annual report, the major thing was schemes, ministry wise schemes. Some major ministries are will be there
yes, yes.
that in that ministry.
Yes.
regardless of their presence in PIB, I have
Mm-hmm.
completely read those ministries. And in PIB, what are all the
Yes.
present, that also I have read. This time, what I have
Mm-hmm.
done was
Yes.
just whatever ministries I felt, whatever schemes I felt were very much important. I just picked
Mm-hmm.
guidelines for how many papers itself, regardless of the number of papers, I just read
Mm-hmm.
it and marked what are all the important things relating to it. I just did in that manner. And
Yes,
PIB,
very good.
and next most important thing is PIB.
Okay, okay.
PIB, PIB. In initial stage, what I did was I will cover everything. I'll go directly to the site. I
Yes.
just prepare there and I will note it down. But it is very cumbersome thing to do.
Yes.
For 2 3 days it will be like we can do for next we
Mm-hmm.
cannot accumulate those information, and we cannot I
It
mean
will look
two to three
bulky
things.
at the start.
And
If
it
we
will
start
kill
doing
our
that
time.
will. Yes,
It will
yes.
kill our time. So what I done was the coaching that I was taking, I just I taken the document. If and
Okay.
in that also, if there is
Mm-hmm.
a document that I have taken from CGB, if it is a BIB document, it
Yes,
will be
yes.
for every exam. So what I have read the already PYQ questions.
Mm-hmm.
I just mark those questions that I feel that are important, and I just read those only. And don't
Yes,
think
that's a
this is
very
a
good
bulky,
strategy.
this is a bulky document. Why we should, don't think like that. You can sort
Mm-hmm.
yourself which is important, which is not important. That way I have covered PI.
Very good, very good. Means just read only those things which are relevant
Those
for your
things,
exam. Just don't go
exactly,
with everything. Na? That's a
everything.
very good strategy. Okay, Sunita, can you just tell me your interview experience? How was it?
Mm, actually last time was also my interview was everyone's average time is 15 minutes, but they took 18
Mhm.
minutes for me. This time they took 23 minutes for me.
They
And
like to listen to it, na? That's why.
no, I don't know how it happened, but it took
Mhm.
so much time.
Yes.
And last year, what I missed out was even though I come from agri background, I didn't put anything in my
Mhm.
DAF. Them to
Oh,
ask any questions from my DAF. That I felt that
okay.
I need to fill this year. This year, what
Okay.
I did was I in our educational thing there, I
Mhm.
deliberately put some subjects which we study in graduation. There are 3 4 subjects.
Mhm.
Guideline forming, which is directly in the syllabus of NABARD, that I have put. Water management. Now water something watershed management.
Watershed management. Okay.
That is directly
Okay.
related to NABARD. So
Yes, yes, yes.
I feel that it should, somehow the other thing should catch the eye of the panel. They can pose
Mhm.
questions from that. I have kept that, and I have done research. That research work I have published in an international
Yes.
paper. Poster
Mhm.
publication I have done. That last year also I have mentioned, but panel didn't looked into it. I have
Yes.
kept that. In anything you
Mhm.
want to share that where I have kept this time, what I did was we'll do Ravaknamam. I did
Mhm.
we did much more more activities. What are
Mhm.
conservation method? One new method in that
Mhm.
village only it will be followed, that I mentioned. And organic farming, now that more importance will be is being given to that. No, that's why I also kept
Mhm.
that topic. Like that, I just made my profile some
Mhm.
catchy so that
Yes.
they can have
They
some
can
ways
see.
to pose questions. And I can prepare from those areas, and from the data points also I can remember, I can collect in the way, in the same way I have done. And
Yes.
they also ask from the research paper only. I
Mhm.
just in briefly and in more exclusive manner only I have said, and they asked questions, counter questions. It revolved around my DAF, I would say. And if
Yes.
any person is not from the agri background, I would say
Mhm.
just do any certification which are relevant to our organization, and keep, and
Mhm.
don't do certification in such a way that these people are have they got selected. Don't do that, I think. You have to
Mm-hmm.
relate yourself, why I am taking this course. You have to justify that answer also. They might ask why you have done this course.
Yes.
You shouldn't say that everyone is saying I'm also. You should relate to something.
Yes.
That's why I have taken this. And once you have kept anything in depth, you should not miss out on any of the current happenings relating to that topic. So
Yes. Yes.
be careful. Just prepare holistically for that thing. And one more thing, this year I have seen was last year I have said all the questions except
Mhm.
in the start, but this time I for few questions I just said that ma'am, I don't
Mhm.
know. That will
Mhm.
also don't harm us. Here
Mhm.
interview is like not like how much we answer. It's like how well we answer. We have
How
to be. We have
well
to.
we answers and how well we
Hmm.
interact with them without feeling underconfident.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes,
all the
ma'am.
interview revolves around, no?
Yes, even if we don't know the question they are asking, we do not show that type of stress in
Yes.
our face. We should. I was like this only. I was just with this
Mhm.
calm smile.
Mhm.
I said, sir, I couldn't. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It will be okay. You don't think that if you don't answer,
Yes.
we'll get less mark. That's not the
Yes.
thing. We have to
Uh-huh.
portray ourselves very
Yes. Yes.
calmly, very
Yes.
patiently. That's it.
Interview is all about how you are representing yourself with the
Perfect.
confidence. Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
that's what. And you have to make, as you say, ki you have to make your biodata a little bit catchy that they can ask some questions
Interesting.
from there.
Interesting also.
Yes, that should be
Interesting.
interesting. Okay, that's very good, Sunita. So I want to ask you one thing, that how our platform helped you?
As I have said earlier, ma'am, for
Yes.
PIB, even though I have selectively read, I have read
Mm-hmm.
them, it was beneficial for me, PIB.
Okay.
Some schemes, if the schemes have been there in the PIB, all
Mm-hmm.
even along with the current happenings, PIB documents also contain
Mm-hmm.
holistic background also they'll give in the PIB document. So we don't have
Mm-hmm.
to again search for the initial year of establishment, budget and all. Everything will be
Mm-hmm.
there in that only. So that thing. For scheme,
Mm-hmm.
holistic scheme documents, I have used some
Mm-hmm.
specific, not all the documents, some specific ministries. I have used CGBs. That's
Yes.
I found very helpful. And
Mm-hmm.
survey budget also I have used the content in. If I missed out anything while I was reading the original documents, I will just see and supplement it. And one
Very.
more is YouTube videos also. I have in budget videos, and some objective videos also will be freely available in YouTube channel. That I also use that also.
Very good. So Sunita, can you just want to give some tips to the beginner students ki how you have to prepare? So what tips you want to share with them?
My first thing for any aspirant, if they want to prepare for this exam, just for an understanding, you just watch videos, interview video like these videos, and don't follow strategies of every aspirant, because every selected candidate has their own background. Like me, I have an IIT background. Some people have an UPSC background. Their strategy differs from us. What we have to see is the approach. Approach, how the approach they are doing for every section, which is making them selected in the exams. Search
Yes.
for that approach and note it down. First thing. And
Mm-hmm.
please don't. I have seen Telegram groups asking which book to read for ARD, and I say
Mm-hmm.
that to even to agree background people, please don't read any book. It's not like it's not bad to read. I'm suggesting, but it will be
Waste of
like
time. It is waste of
it
time,
will
no?
kill our time because we have only less time. We have to cover more documents.
Yes,
So
yes, yes,
just
yes.
keep any course as your base. Anything, whatever you wish,
Mm-hmm.
you can take base, and you can then
Mm-hmm.
you can supplement it with your own resources. Even if
Yes.
you want to supplement, you can any agriculture exam questions you can see, and you can supplement IBPS conducting agriculture exams will be there. Na? You can
Yes,
supplement
yes.
it with that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's it. And one
Okay.
more thing is, please prepare holistically. Don't demarcate phase one and phase two into two different things. It will be tough because the gap between phase two results and phase two examination is
Okay.
hardly
Yes.
around 15 days. In my first attempt, it is just 15 days. We cannot cover all these documents. So just please do holistically before that. That will also help in your phase one. That's it.
Yes.
That all.
Means
That's
you
all.
will left with very less time for the phase two, na? So that's how that you will have to prepare before phase two. You have to prepare holistically. Okay. Thank you so much, Sunita, for sharing your strategy, and I wish you all the very best for your future as well. And again,
Thank you.
thank you so much, and very congratulations to you.
Thank you.